Imagine walking into a room and suddenly stopping in your tracks because you've completely forgotten why you went there in the first place. Or that feeling of panic when a familiar name is right on the tip of your tongue, but you just can't reach it. We've all been there. It's frustrating, it's embarrassing, and for many of us, it's actually quite frightening. We start to wonder, is this just normal aging, or is it the start of something worse? But what if I told you that while you are sleeping tonight, your brain has the ability to wash away the toxic proteins that cause memory loss? And what if I told you that there is a specific natural drink, a simple combination of ingredients you can find at the grocery store, that acts like a super fuel for this nighttime cleaning process? Hello, and welcome to the Senior Wellness Center. I am Dr. Kenji Sato. On this channel, we don't believe that decline is inevitable. We believe in using the latest science to give you back control over your health and your independence. Today, we are not talking about expensive pharmaceuticals or complex surgeries. We are talking about giving your body the raw materials it needs to repair itself. Specifically, we are targeting the root cause of brain fog and memory slips. To understand why this specific juice recipe works, we first have to understand what happens inside your head when you close your eyes. For decades, scientists and doctors believed that when you slept, your brain simply shut down to rest. We were wrong. In fact, we were completely backwards. We now know that when you fall asleep, your brain actually wakes up to perform its most critical function. It's a discovery that has changed neurology forever. It is called the Glymphatic System. Think of it as the night shift janitorial crew for your mind. During the day, your brain cells are firing rapidly, consuming massive amounts of energy to help you think, move, and speak. Just like a factory produces waste during production, your neurons produce metabolic waste products all day long. The most dangerous of these byproducts is a sticky protein called beta amyloid. If you simply let this brain trash pile up, it forms hard plaques between your neurons. These plaques act like concrete walls, blocking communication signals. This is the hallmark of Alzheimer's and severe cognitive decline. So, how does the brain get rid of it? This is where the magic happens. Researchers at the University of Rochester Medical Center discovered something truly clear. They found that this cleaning system only turns on during deep sleep. Here is the fascinating part. When you enter deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink. They reduce their size by up to 60%. It's like the tide going out at the beach, revealing the sand. This shrinkage creates space between the cells. Suddenly, the cerebral spinal fluid, the clear fluid that surrounds your brain, rushes into these new open spaces at a high speed. It floods the brain tissue. This fluid washes through your brain tissue, picking up that toxic beta amyloid gunk and flushing it out into your circulatory system, where your liver and kidneys can eventually remove it from your body. Ideally, you wake up the next morning with a clean slate. Your neurons are crisp, your connections are fast, and your memory is sharp. That is how the system is designed to work. But here is the problem. As we age, two things happen. First, our sleep quality often drops, meaning we spend less time in that deep cleaning cycle. And second, the blood vessels that supply this cleaning fluid become stiff and narrow. It's like trying to wash a car with a garden hose that has a kink in it. The water pressure just isn't there. The toxins don't get fully washed away. They start to accumulate, layer by layer, night after night. This creates a chronic state of inflammation and toxicity. You feel it as brain fog. You feel it when you can't remember that word. It's simply a sign that the janitorial crew is understaffed and the pipes are clogged. The good news is that we can fix the pipes. We can manually boost the flow of that cleaning fluid. We just need to ingest the right compounds before bed to dilate those vessels and supercharge the fluid exchange. That is exactly what our 3-ingredient protocol is designed to do. It opens the floodgates so your brain can do its job. So let's look at the first, and perhaps most important, ingredient in this blend. Ingredient number 1 is the beetroot. You might walk past this root vegetable in the produce aisle without a second thought. But for your aging brain, it is nothing short of biological rocket fuel. To understand why, we need to look at your blood vessels. Imagine your brain's circulatory system is a massive highway network. When you are young, it's a 10-lane superhighway. Traffic moves fast and free. But as we age, those lanes start to close down. The walls of your blood vessels become stiff and rigid. The highway narrows. The traffic, which represents oxygen and nutrients, gets stuck in a jam. This vascular stiffness is a major reason why we process information slower as we get older. Your neurons are simply starving for oxygen because the supply lines are constricted. This is where the beetroot comes in to save the day. Beets are one of the richest natural sources of compounds called dietary nitrates. When you consume them, a chemical reaction begins in your mouth. Your body converts these nitrates into a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator. It signals the smooth muscles inside your blood vessels to relax, expand, and open up. It essentially turns that 2-lane country road back into a 10-lane superhighway. The effect is almost immediate. Oxygen-rich blood rushes into areas of the brain that have been deprived. Research backs this up heavily. A study involving older adults showed that after consuming high-nitrate beet juice, blood flow increased specifically to the frontal lobe of the brain. The frontal lobe is the CEO of your brain. It is the area responsible for focus, decision-making, and working memory. By drinking this, you are physically widening the supply lines to your command center. However, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Dr. Sato, I hate the taste of beets, or I really don't want to deal with the mess. And I completely understand that objection. Juicing raw beets is a hassle. It requires scrubbing dirt off the roots, peeling tough skin, and it stains your hands and your countertops bright red. Plus, to be honest, it tastes like dirt to many people. If the mess or the taste stops you from doing this, there is a smarter shortcut. You do not have to juice them fresh to get the benefits. You can use a high-quality, organic beetroot powder. A good beetroot powder is concentrated. It gives you that massive nitric oxide boost we just talked about, but it takes exactly 10 seconds to mix into a glass of water. No peeling, no scrubbing, no red stains. But you have to be careful. Many powders are filled with sugar or artificial fillers. You want one that is pure, cold processed, and organic to keep the nitrates intact. I have done the research to find a brand that is 100% organic, potent, and actually tastes pleasant. If you want the benefits without the work, I've put a link to the one I personally use in the first pinned comment below. Whether you juice it fresh or use the concentrated powder, the goal is the same, to open the highway. But opening the road is only the first step. Once the traffic is moving, we need to make sure the right cargo is being delivered. We need a specialized repair crew to fix the damage done to your neurons by years of oxidation. That brings us to our second ingredient. This is a small, dark berry that has been proven to reverse brain aging. But there is a catch. You have to buy the right kind, or you are wasting your money. Ingredient number 2 acts as the repair crew for your neural network, blueberries. But please, do not rush out and buy the big, plump berries you see in plastic clamshells at every supermarket. We need something much more specific. The magic of the blueberry lies in its deep blue pigment. This color comes from a group of powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. These are among the most effective neuroprotective compounds found in nature. Your brain is protected by a fortress wall called the blood-brain barrier. It is designed to keep almost everything out to protect your neurons. Most supplements and foods cannot cross this wall. However, anthocyanins are unique. They have the special clearance pass to cross the blood-brain barrier. Once inside, they head straight for the hippocampus, the memory center of your brain. But here is the critical distinction that most people miss. You want wild blueberries, not the regular cultivated ones. The difference is not just size. It is biological potency. Wild blueberries grow in harsh environments. They fight against freezing winds, poor soil, and intense sun. This struggle for survival forces the plant to produce massive amounts of antioxidants to protect itself. This biological process is called xenohormesis. When you eat the wild berry, you are ingesting that stress resilience. Wild blueberries have up to 2 times the antioxidant capacity of regular, farm-raised blueberries. If you cut a regular blueberry open, the inside is pale, almost white. That means the medicine is only in the skin. If you cut a wild blueberry open, it is deep purple all the way through. That is pure medicine. The problem is, true wild blueberries are incredibly hard to find in the fresh produce section. They spoil quickly and are seasonal. Unless you live in Maine or Scandinavia, you probably can't get them fresh. And the frozen ones? Sometimes they are great, but often they are thawed and refrozen, losing their nutritional integrity. This is where, again, a concentrated solution becomes a lifesaver. To ensure you are getting that potent, deep purple repair fuel every single night, I recommend using a pure, wild blueberry powder. It's made from whole berries, freeze-dried immediately after harvest. This locks in the nutrients at their peak. Just 1 scoop is equivalent to a handful of fresh berries. It guarantees you are getting the wild variety with the high anthocyanin count, no matter where you live. To make sure you don't buy a fake or diluted product, I have linked a verified source of wild blueberry powder in the description and comments below. It is the real deal, harvested from the wild. The science on this is undeniable. A landmark study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry followed older adults with early memory decline. They consumed wild blueberry juice daily. After just 12 weeks, they showed significant improvements in learning and memory function compared to the placebo group. 12 weeks to a better brain. So, we have the beets opening the highway and the wild blueberries repairing the potholes. But there is one more enemy we need to defeat to let the cleaning crew work. That enemy is chronic inflammation, the fire that burns in your brain and prevents the glymphatic system from flushing out toxins. For that, we need a powerful extinguisher. Ingredient number 3 is the activator, ginger. You only need a small amount, about the size of your thumb, but its impact on your neural health is massive. Ginger is one of nature's most potent anti-inflammatories. You see, many seniors suffer from what we call chronic low-grade neuroinflammation. It's like a slow-burning fire inside your brain tissue. This inflammation swells the cells and blocks the glymphatic channels. If your brain is inflamed, the cleaning fluid cannot flow freely during sleep. It gets trapped. By adding ginger, you are essentially cooling down the system, reducing the swelling so the detox cycle can run smoothly. It also aids digestion, which is critical because you do not want your body focusing on a heavy stomach when it should be focusing on repairing your mind. It's the perfect catalyst for this formula. Now that we have our 3 heroes beets, wild blueberries, and ginger, we arrive at the most common question I get asked in my clinic. Dr. Sato, should I juice these ingredients, or should I blend them into a smoothie? This is what I call the great debate, and the answer depends entirely on your goal. Both methods have benefits, but for this specific nighttime memory protocol, there is a clear winner. Let's look at blending first. When you make a smoothie, you keep all the fiber. Fiber is fantastic for your gut health, and we know the gut and brain are connected. It slows down sugar absorption and keeps you full. However, fiber acts like a sponge. It slows down digestion. It forces your body to work hard to break down that plant matter to extract the nutrients. This takes time and energy. Juicing, on the other hand, removes the insoluble fiber. By extracting the liquid, you are essentially pre-digesting the food. You are isolating the water, the vitamins, the minerals, and those precious phytonutrients. Because there is no fiber to break down, these nutrients bypass the long digestive process. They are absorbed almost instantly into your bloodstream. It's like an intravenous injection of nutrition. Within 15 to 20 minutes of drinking a juice, those nitrates and anthocyanins are already circulating in your system, ready to be delivered to your brain. It is fast, and it is efficient. For this nighttime protocol, we want speed, and we want digestive rest. We don't want your stomach churning heavy fiber while you are trying to enter deep sleep. We want the nutrients in the blood and the body at rest. Therefore, for this specific sleep and restore strategy, I recommend juicing. It provides the most concentrated dose of brain-repairing compounds with the least amount of digestive stress. However, If you are drinking this in the morning for breakfast, by all means, blend it. The fiber will keep you full until lunch, but at night, go for the liquid gold. Now, if you are going to juice, the equipment you use matters more than you think. Using the wrong machine can actually destroy the very nutrients we are trying to harvest. So, here is your official brain-restoring nighttime protocol. Grab a pen and paper, or just take a screenshot of this next scene. Here are the exact ratios for maximum cognitive benefit. You will need 1 medium-sized raw beetroot, washed and scrubbed. If you are using the powder I mentioned earlier, use 1 heaping scoop. Next, 1 full cup of wild blueberries, fresh, frozen, or 1 scoop of the powder. Finally, cut a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root. You don't even need to peel it if you wash it well. And if you have a sweet tooth or find the beet taste too earthy, you can add half a red apple to the mix. Run all of these ingredients through your juicer. If you are using the powders, simply mix them into 8 ounces of filtered water or stir them into the apple and ginger juice. The flexibility is yours. Now, let's talk about timing, because this is critical. You do not want to drink this right before your head hits the pillow. That is a mistake that will backfire. If you drink a large glass of liquid immediately before bed, you will likely wake up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. This interrupts your sleep cycle and stops the very cleaning process we are trying to activate. The Goldilocks zone is about 2 hours before sleep. This gives your body enough time to absorb the nutrients into your bloodstream and process the fluids, so you can sleep through the night undisturbed. A quick note on the equipment. If you are making the fresh juice, please be aware that most cheap, high-speed juicers generate a lot of heat. They spin at thousands of RPMs. This heat can actually cook and destroy the delicate enzymes and antioxidants in the blueberries and beets before you even drink them. You end up with dead juice. For this recipe, I highly recommend using a cold press or masticating juicer. These machines work slowly, crushing the produce to squeeze out every drop without generating heat. It preserves the living enzymes. A good cold press juicer used to cost a fortune, but prices have come down. If you don't have one in your kitchen yet, I have listed a specific model in the description below that is affordable, quiet, and incredibly easy to clean. When you make this right, the result is stunning. The juice is a deep, vibrant, almost neon purple. It looks powerful because it is powerful. The taste is complex, the earthiness of the beet, the tart sweetness of the berry, and that warm, spicy kick from the ginger at the end. You can feel it warming you up. As you drink it, visualize what is happening. Visualize those nitrates opening your blood vessels. Visualize the anthocyanins traveling to your brain. You are sending in the supplies before the night shift begins. Drinking this juice is a massive step forward, but if you really want to turbocharge your results, I have 3 quick lifestyle amplifiers that work in perfect synergy with this recipe. Amplifier number 1, hydrate immediately upon waking. Remember, your brain just spent the night washing out toxins. It used a lot of fluid. You need to replenish that water to flush the waste out of your kidneys. Amplifier number 2, try to sleep on your side. Believe it or not, animal studies have shown that the glymphatic clearance system works most efficiently when you are in a lateral or side sleeping position. Amplifier number 3, protect your melatonin. Avoid bright screens and blue light for at least an hour before bed. Deep sleep is the key here. If you aren't sleeping deeply, the cleaning crew never clocks in. Friends, I want you to know something important. For a long time, we were told that the brain you have is the brain you're stuck with. We were told that memory loss is just a one-way street. That is simply not true. Your brain is plastic. It is resilient. It is capable of regeneration and healing at any age, whether you are 50 or 90. But you have to give it the right tools. You have to provide the blood flow, the antioxidants, and the anti-inflammatory support it is begging for. This simple purple juice is one of the most effective natural tools you have in your arsenal. I want you to try this protocol for just 2 weeks. Monitor your energy. Monitor your clarity. See how quickly you can recall those names and words. I think you will be amazed by the difference. To make this as easy as possible for you, I have compiled a list of the exact tools we discussed today. The specific cold press juicer, the organic beet powder, and the pure wild blueberry powder. You can find that list right now in the first pinned comment below this video. I've done the vetting, so you don't have to guess. Just click the link and get started. If you found value in this video, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. It helps us reach more seniors who are struggling with memory loss. And don't forget to subscribe to the Senior Wellness Center. We have so much more research to share with you on how to keep your mind sharp and your body young. Thank you for watching. Here is to your health and a memory that stays crystal clear. I'm Dr. Sato, and I'll see you in the next video.